Alright, today we're at Dear Dutchman, where I left off breakfast the other day, and we are gonna head down to Hilliard. My wife got me some gift cards at this one coffee shop that I wanted to try out. So I'm gonna see if I can find my way. I took a look at the map, but I don't want to read in directions through my helmet, so I think I can get out here. And I'll show you all just a little bit different, some different scenery today. So yeah, today's a beautiful day. I think another 80-degree day. Hardly any clouds in the sky. Beautiful day for a ride. Thought I'd just go ahead and leave off where I stopped the other day. Share you the boring ride from my house again. So, yeah, the next like 3 or 4 days, I think at least, or through the weekend, is going to be rainy. So, I'm trying to build up a few videos here and kind of, you know, make them a little bit sparser as far as release date goes. So I was watching some more videos last night. I saw Bug's latest moto video from his motorcycle channel. Really enjoyed that. I completely agree with a lot of it. Actually, pretty much all of it. And I had at least one person ask me in the comments why did I not get a motorcycle, or why did I pick a scooter over a motorcycle? In all honesty, it was just basically I needed to replace my car that just sat in the garage that I didn't drive, and just something to get me around town, go to the coffee shop, and do some work. I didn't really plan to take it on super long trips, or it's never going to go on the interstate. I think that would be just idiotic to do that. Maybe one exit ramp, like a mile or something, but nothing crazy. And the idea of riding a motorcycle at 70, 80 mile an hour, although I've had this up to probably 65 so far, for any prolonged distance, I don't know, kind of scares me on an interstate. I guess it shouldn't be any different than riding on a highway, but so that was my initial thought. Plus, I'm going to be honest, not having to shift, that's a nice thing. So it has been a while ago that I was looking for domain names for a website, and I really wanted to have Damon.com, which is my first name, and then .com. But it was taken, and there was nothing on it for a while. And finally, I looked recently. It's probably been up for a while now, but there's this Damon Motorcycles company that use that domain, and they're electric bikes. And oh my gosh, if money was no object, I would definitely have one of those. They're freaking cool. The tech they have in them, like the suspension changes based on how you're riding it, and it has like kind of like a Tesla where it can detect things around you and help you brake and different stuff like that. Purely electric bike. I don't think they've come far enough as far as range goes to be, you know, or range, at least charging time. I mean, Teslas can charge pretty well up to, you know, in 20-25 minutes, but this thing seemed to be like a 4-hour charge, so for maybe 160 miles or something. I need to look at the specs on the bikes again. They have a couple different ones. One's more high powered than the other one, of course, and if you were going to spring for that, it'd be, you know, upwards of $25,000 is, I think, the list price. So, very cool. I love how everything's coming along as far as that goes, but I don't think they're there yet. But if I were to buy a motorcycle today, I definitely would like to test ride some this summer. One I have my eye on is the CL 500 from Honda. It's like their take on a updated version of a Scrambler from like the 60s and 70s. It's a pretty cool looking bike, I think. I might have blacked out the muffler, the heat guard, but beyond that, it's a pretty neat bike. Retails about $6,800. Started as the CL 500 in Europe, I guess. And now it's they brought it to the US last year, only in two colors, this dark green and like an orange. But this year in 24, I guess they have it in black. But honestly, I'd probably go for the orange anyway. But anyway, so yeah, I definitely want to test drive that. It's they call it a 500cc, but it's like 471cc. Reviews I've read, it's like not something you'd want to do extended periods of time on, you know, in high revs, because there's a lot of vibration. I think if I was going to ride it on the interstate a lot, I'd probably bump up to like the CB 650 or something like that, which is their kind of like naked bike. There's even the Hornet, I think, which is like a 750. That'd be too much though. I think 500 is kind of, for what I would use it for, it'd be perfect. But yeah, I mean, not in the budget. Would I eventually, I mean, am I ruling out motorcycles? No, not at all. But for right now, this gets me what I need. And, but yeah, I'll throw a picture of that bike up in the video here once I edit it. One thing I don't like about Honda in particular is I love some of their bikes that come out in Europe and they just don't bring them to the United States. It's like they have some cool stuff. I wish they'd just release it over here. I was thinking that maybe that, I was thinking that 500 bike I mentioned earlier, I can't remember the name of it now again. It's only Europe, so didn't realize there are going to be so many trucks on this road. I don't like to be behind trucks. Honestly, I'm getting blown around more going slow than I am fast. It makes sense, but yeah, so on the last video, I left Dutchman like I did today, and forgot to stick my freaking camera on my helmet. So I wasn't gonna pull over and do that. Once I got on the main road, I really didn't have a spot to do it. So I was like, I guess I'll pick it up in another video. So that's what we're doing today. So yeah, just to give you some perspective, so Dublin is kind of 20 miles southeast of where I live, and I've gone there a couple times in videos in the past, and it's a nice place to ride around. Hilliard is south of that, so it's a little bit farther away. I'm hoping this speed limit picks up. thanks to you that have subscribed recently and left comments. Apologies if I don't get back to you right away. For some reason, I'm not getting all my comment notifications, especially those for those that are in moderation, which I think I've changed all my videos to be a basic, so most of them should come through. So I had a few sitting in there that I hadn't replied to or approved or anything, so apologies on that. But I appreciate all the nice comments so far. I'm kind of like thinking about this in the way that Bug said on one of his moto video, the last one. It's kind of just a documentation of where I've been and where I'm taking the scooter, and just have a little fun with it. Why not? Might as well record if I'm going to ride. Maybe I'll share with my grandkids someday. Who knows? Be like, look what our crazy grandpa did. Yeah, as mentioned before, I didn't really grow up riding a motorcycle. I rode like snowmobiles and four-wheelers a bit. A couple of friends had like dirt bikes that I would ride. That was when I was younger. But I never got that like bug, you know, to like keep doing it. I don't know why. I wish I had picked it up sooner, but I guess I was just always told how dangerous it is. You know, you get told that, and it does kind of put that fear into you trying things, and it's not worth it. Just when you do dangerous things, don't be an idiot doing it. Be as safe as you possibly can. Definitely recommend, if you haven't, and even if you're riding already, to take like the basic rider's course for your state. Maybe start taking some advanced courses. I've thought about it myself. It's taking the next one. The instructors give you lots of good tips and things you really wouldn't think about necessarily, especially new riders you wouldn't think about. I had a guy comment the other day on one of my videos. He's like, you shouldn't ride in the middle lane, and I wasn't thinking about it. I knew that from my course. Like, yeah, all the grease, everything from the cars is in the center lane. But I was picking the center lane at stoplights because I could go either way. It was kind of like, well, if I'm clear on the right, I can only go off the right if like someone's going to rear end me. And then it's giving me options, but I get it. Yeah, you definitely should not do that. But trying to be more cognizant of the lanes I'm picking. But I turned on my GoPro today. It seems to still be recording, so let's see. Maybe I'll get a front view perspective this time. I wanted to splice some of that in, but I haven't had the video to do it. It kept shutting off. And I checked last night and this morning, and it was at 100%. So if it cuts off again, maybe it's a heat thing or something, but although it's warm, the wind should be fine, keeping it cool enough. That crosswind is crazy out here. I didn't feel it hardly at all on the way to Dear Dutchman. Got another semi pulling out. may not take this route in next time. I've never done this before. Oh, we're going to go over 70. So yeah, 70 would definitely take you into Hilliard. Well, we are not doing that. But I would love to get around this. I don't know if I have time or not. No, okay. Definitely not enough passing power. Not when I'm already going 50. That's one thing I guess I would enjoy on a motorcycle. A little bit more pickup. But this is absolutely fine for me. Matter of fact, it's probably safer. When I bought my Civic, I was heavily looking at the Civic Type R. If you never looked at one of those, it's like 305 horsepower in a little tiny Civic. Thing can scoot. Man, can it scoot. I went with the SI because it was 24,000. The SI was like, or the Type R was around 40. And I just it wasn't worth the money. But that would have been so fun. But yeah, it's SI was fun too. I really enjoyed driving that car. I did not know this was going to be just plain old 45, 50 mile an hour through here. Yeah, so I'm trying to reply to all the comments. If you guys ever have questions about anything, I'm more than willing to answer most things. Yeah, one question I did have was, if you didn't see the response, there's a guy, I apologize, I can't remember your handle, but he asked me about what kind of rack I had on the rear of my Vespa. It's the, I believe it's the Vespa branded rack. I got it from scooterwest.com. I linked it. I honestly can't remember. I think it was the first video maybe? Or video 5? Might be the first one. Anyway. Yeah, so it's the, I believe it is, it's the flat rack. Now, I looked on Vespa.com the other day, and in the accessory section, I don't see it anymore, but I didn't buy it from there anyway. I swear it was there before, but maybe it wasn't. So yeah, honestly, it was a tiny bit difficult getting it on. I didn't mention that before, but the one side, I definitely don't want to screw one side in before the other, like keep it loose and then get it. But I did have to kind of bend it, not bend it, but kind of push on it pretty hard to get it to the holes to line up. But once it was on, it's solid. And then the top case comes with like a flat plate and brackets that mount the plate to the rack. And you just kind of got to alternate the the brackets to get it to line up with the plate, and then tighten it real well. And it's been solid. I mean, it hasn't moved. I took the top case off the other day to wash it, and yeah, so it's been a pretty good setup, I think. I'm able to get a pretty decent amount of groceries in there, and like I can set a gallon of milk or a gallon of tea or something like straight up and down, and it fits just fine. I'm definitely glad I went with the bigger top case than the smaller one. I really did debate, and my wife said, you should just keep both of them. And I'm like, once I get this thing on, I'm probably not going to take it off, and I don't see myself swapping them in and out, especially when the smaller one didn't even hold my jacket and my helmet at the same time. So why is this road so slow? Although Route 40 there, I think I should have maybe taken that one in. I have got to look. I think maybe I passed. I should have turned on. I didn't think so, so we're going to stay on this one. Maybe this guy will turn. I don't like to be so close to him with all the rocks, so. I was in a coffee shop the other day. I did have a guy approach me, ask me about my scooter. I had been waiting for a conversation like that. Like, I'm surprised no one's asked me. He said, oh man, that's cool. I got to get one of those. Because that'd be cool to ride around town. I said, well, actually, it'll go 80, almost 80. You can take it on the highway. He's like, oh my gosh, definitely got to get one. Look into one of those now. So I was always thought, I would get the not so nice comment, or why didn't you get a real bike kind of comment from one of the motorcycle guys, but I didn't come across that yet. Everybody's been pretty friendly about it. This road would be fun to get a little speed up on. It's got some curves, but so I've recorded a few videos lately that I've ended up scrapping, so sometimes I can't remember if I've said something or if I haven't said something. So if I repeated myself, I apologize. But I did talk one day about, if you haven't checked out Flat Grind Rides on YouTube, he doesn't do a video very often, but he has some cool ones. I can't remember if I've mentioned this in one I've published, but the last one he did, he was in North Carolina, South Carolina, I can't remember where, and did the Tail of the Dragon road, the one the motorcyclists take, that's really curvy, on his Vespa. You gotta check that out if you haven't already. I'm just giving him a shout out, because that was fun. He actually posted 2 videos, I believe. He posted one that was kind of a summary, and then other people wanted to see like the whole ride he did, and he did that too. Now, granted, you still see some crazy motorcycle guys passing on curves and other things that are just nuts, and no wonder it's the most dangerous road in America, they say, I guess. But shout out to him. I don't think I'd have the nerves to do that. Unless it was really early in the morning like he did and no one was out. But I'm going to see if I can get around this guy. I've never passed anyone on this, and I'm hesitant to do it, especially with these curvy roads. was hoping I'd come across the intersection or something. Maybe he would turn, but surprised no one else is on my butt right now. But yeah, there's it'll just be a nice, long, slow ride today. This would be a pretty area in the fall when all the leaves are changing. Yay! Darby Creek Metro Park. Oh. Alkire? Alright, I'm not sure where some of this goes, so we're gonna go this way. Probably should have used that to pull over and check my map. So I've been lucky enough to have some beautiful days and unfortunately time off work to get out and ride when it's not super busy, which has been nice. No idea what the speed limit is on this road. Nor where I am. Gonna get lost today, folks. Gonna get lost. Oh, this doesn't look comfortable. Oh. Yeah. Well, that looks fun. Definitely somewhere I've never been, even in a car. Yeah, I'm thinking I need to be going the other direction. Find a place to pull over here in a minute. So anyway, I've kind of been thinking about where I'm going here and not talking, but hope you're enjoying the view and the ride so far. I did start reworking my website last night. Created a logo, got the React app set up. Started working on the home page. Probably gonna be a one-page app anyway. It's gonna be a simple site. Yeah, I have no idea where I am. This is great. Okay, so what is this? Columbus Corporation Limit. Norton. Man, where does Norton go? Alright, let's pull over here and figure it out. I'm either very close to where I think I am not, or I'm completely wrong, so we'll find out. I feel like I went way too south. Well, there's Alkire. How come I got off of that? Huh, interesting. Okay. All right, well, we're going to see where we are. Hopefully I don't run over any glass here. It doesn't look so good. All right.